we going to start this dance off with a nice dreamy walk? It's still two for the whole world. 10 toes down, chose my own words wisely. I poet like a bar. Send you spit like your cars.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Two for the Real show. On the platform where we create us is Actual Factuals. I'm your host, William Zillions. Today we're talking Wonder Woman 1984. I just checked it out. There were some things I like. Let's get into that. First and foremost, I love the HBO Max digital rollout. That's like, I love a good digital rollout. I was talking about how Bill and Ted 3 killed that X-Men movie earlier this year because of the fact that they didn't make people leave their homes to do it. The intro to this movie is fantastic. Like the Amazonian games taking place on Themyscira, the Queen overlooking everybody in satisfaction. How skilled, how amazingly skilled Wonder Woman is, Diana is, from when she's like a little girl, especially with bows and arrows. Like she's hitting marks from she's hitting marks from on a horse, like jumping over cliffs. Fantastic, yo. And you know, if we're just in the bag of just talking about all the good stuff, when they show her doing like high speed running, like getting up to that full pace sprint. You know what I'm saying? There's just a little moment where she's like overcoming something like hyper emotional for her. And in that moment is when she like receives her power, you know, like takes it back, owns it, the truth. And then like boom, she starts taking off because she's crying and sad and shit. Just seeing that, like how they depict how fast she's moving, like in comparison to all the like the normies, you little normie. Nah. The lasso, they incorporated the lasso way more than in this in the sequel than in the first one, which I really appreciate. The fight, she's blocking bullets. You know what I'm saying? She's stopping bullets. Chris Pine almost got hit in the face at one point. Oh no, they let off some crazy like 50 caliber bullet at your man's right at his face. Flies right past her while she's running full speed. She throws the lasso back like whoo, catches it. I'm like, ooh. Kristen Wiig. I really liked her because I'm not really a big fan of her former shape of comedy. I think her sense of humor is just not for me per se. But I think they did a really good job of incorporating her into this, and I think what I think she did a great job with in her performance was that character switch over. Like, you know, when she was just Barbara, she was just like super like, you know, like nerdy, somewhat of a klutz, and then but like, you know, you see that change over when she gets in her cheetah bag before she does a transformation. Like her personality, you know, you can tell she sees the world through a different guise, and I really like that a lot. It was done really well. Those are the things I liked, I think, for the most part. 2.5 hours for what? You know what I'm saying? They didn't use that to develop Diana into this, you know, overcoming this great mission that she had to put fist to bone to in order to win. There was none of that, yo. For like the last 40 minutes of the movie, it wasn't even really about her. Hard focus on the romance between the Chris Pine character, which I find to be weird. I feel like his presence in this movie is kind of absurd. I get it. I understand if you watch the movie Dreamstone and shit. Villains, man. A great superhero movie requires a stellar villain, dog. And aside from Kristen Wiig, who I think did a fantastic job as Cheetah, before she even glowed up and got all cats on him, you feel me? Got all catsy on him. But we didn't spend much time with her. You know what I'm saying? We had like 5 minutes of her in the battle. We saw most of all of the entire engagement between Wonder Woman and Cheetah on the commercial, outside of the conclusion to the fight. Other than that was supposed to be the opportunity for these like long time. Like Cheetah's one of her biggest villains. By the end of the movie, she doesn't even have her Cheetah abilities. I'm like, yo, what the this shit is weird. And then the main villain, what's his name? Pedro Pascal. Yo, he should not have been in this movie, fam. I'm sorry, like I understand, but like no, I don't get it. He was cringy from the very beginning. like I tried to give this movie as many chances as possible to fully enjoy it. You know, they developed this whole concept of this god of lies, and that this god of lies made this dream stone, and that this dream stone was developed and passed throughout the ages, and that people made wishes, and but the cost of the wish was something really near and dear to their heart, so they were sacrificing. If you made a wish, you sacrificed basically everything to make this wish come true, and the stone sort of feeds off of that. The villain of this movie, Pedro Pascal's character, he's like, yo, he grabs the Dreamstone. His wish is that he wishes to become the Dreamstone, so he gets imbued with the abilities, and he sort of like forces, manipulates his wishes and perspectives on other people. The bones are really good. The bones are cool. It's just the performance, yo. Like, the last 40 minutes is him and Wonder Woman sort of like bantering at each other. Pedro Pascal, like, get him off the screen. Give us something CGI for this shorty to fight, son. I don't want to spend the last 30, 40 minutes of a movie listening to poorly acted dialogue between two characters that are essentially supposed to be battling, but really are just talking to each other. And then everybody walks away at the end of it. Yeah, no, this was not the Wonder Woman movie I waited next year and a half for. And I'm pretty sure they had a Christmas scene at the end of the movie. It felt like it was completely removed from the rest of the, like, texturally, completely removed from the rest of the film. And I'm like, wow, like, this is what we're on right now. I'm supposed to believe that this Wonder Woman is supposed to grow magically from this movie into the Wonder Woman we see in Justice League. Zack Snyder's cut's gonna be crazy. I can't wait to see that. But even in the theatrical version, she's a leader. She's inspirational. She's bringing people together. Diana was not on that vibe in 84. It was so corny, bro. And it didn't even feel like it took place in the 80s. Like Gal Gadot and Chris Pine. And she's like, oh, look, that's breakdancing. And then Chris Pine's like, oh, my gosh. Like, oh, really? I've never seen anything like that before. We must be in 84. I did not enjoy this film. And for how long that I was, like, anticipating it and how much I'm there, I know for a fact I'm going to enjoy the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League coming next year, 2021, on HBO Max. I did like that they did the digital rollout, giving me the opportunity to tap into it at home. Good, kudos, awesome. But this Patty Jenkins, like, hyper fluff. It was fluff, man. They were selling some stuff in this DC fandom, talking up the movie, and I don't think it delivered on any part. I heard recently that the studio, Warner Brothers, felt that the movie was a success, so they just greenlit part 3 with Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot both being at the forefront of this film again. I hope that with this movie being greenlit, that they take this opportunity to tell an awesome Wonder Woman story that is centered, focused entirely on her and her abilities as a superhero, and gives us a big, epic battle of mass proportion. But yo, I ain't gonna talk your ear off, you feel me? This has been another episode of the Two for the World show on the platform where we create us is Actual Factuals. I'm your host, William Zillions, and stay true, it's still 2-4. Trying to say anything, not through that I feel you are. Made me wanna run my boombox right outside your window. Maybe run your boombox right outside your window. Right outside your window. Heavy arms, but the memories we share so much louder. Right outside your window.